Hey, today we're going to talk about double your business with 3 strategies. And the great news is that you can start implementing these today. They don't cost you anything. And actually, I have a free gift for you that I'm going to announce here shortly. So do me a favor as you join. Let me know where you're watching from, what city, what state, what province in Canada, what country. It's always exciting to see how this community continues to grow. I know, I have been less active on social media recently, working on a new training program and a new announcement I'm going to bring to you in the next few days. But when I do go ahead and put something on social media, all of you are so supportive. I think the last post was over 7,000 likes, almost 800 shares. And so it just shows me that you're getting value from the content. And I want to make sure that I continue to bring that to you. Welcome, Rebecca from Texas. Thanks for joining. And do me a favor, if you know someone that is an entrepreneur, a CEO, an executive, a company owner, a network marketer, real estate, mortgage, insurance, whatever it is, and they're looking to grow their business, I'm going to give you 3 simple things, simple strategies that you can implement today to go out there and take your business to the next level. So I appreciate it. Hey, Gene. Hey, Howard. Thanks for joining. All right, we're going to go ahead and get straight into it. Now, let me share with you this as we kick off the training. I'm going to give away some books today. The book I Will Until, which thanks to all of you, it hit #1 on the bestseller list on Amazon. We hit top 10 in 3 different categories. And again, that's all because of you, because you're the ones that spreaded it. I've got companies now that are including the book into all of their kits when they're bringing people onto their company. So I'm really excited. My goal was to be able to get that book out, share a little bit of me, and make a positive difference and an impact in people's lives. And that's exactly what it's doing. Now, with that said, any of you that have an aha moment, let me know in the comments. I'm going to be looking for people that are commenting. If you love the post, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook or whatever it is, let me know what you're doing, if you're sharing it with someone. And then at the end, I'm going to pick some people to give some books away to, and we're going to send those out to you right away. I'll autograph it and send it to you as a way. Just thank you for participating in the live here. So make sure to drop aha if you get an aha moment or if something really resonates with you. And then again, feel free to also share this with other people. Now, the gift that I have for you that I want to make sure that you have access to, because you're going to be able to use that with what I'm training you on today, is on the screen. It is iwilluntil.com/planner. Now, we have updated this resource for you. So right now, it's completely free. I'm not sure if we will continue to keep it free, but right now it is free. So this is something you can take that link, you can share it with your entire organization, your friends, your company, employees, whoever you want to share it with. And then the 3 strategies I'm going to give you today, you can use that planner to implement. And here's the great thing about it. I have 10x'd my productivity with what I'm going to share with you today. Not only can you double your business, you can double your business without working harder. How many people like the sounds of that? People say, look, you got to work hard to have success. That's not true. How many of us know people that work extremely hard that always complain about not having enough money, not loving their life? So working hard is not the key. It's doing the right things. And when we say double your business, I knew that would get a lot of people's attention because we all want to double our business. 2 to 10x your business actually is what you can do when you implement these things. But success is more than just business. It's implementing the things that I'm going to share with you in every single area of your life. When I was speaking at Dr. Fab Mancini's event last weekend, no, 2 weekends ago, time sure does fly, but it was out in San Diego or Carlsbad. And what was fascinating, the room was full of some of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life. I mean, people that one gentleman, he wasn't there, but one from his company was there. I mean, did over 30 billion. There were best-selling authors. You had John Assaraf, which was on the movie The Secret. He's a best-selling author, has NeuroGym. You've got David Meltzer, which he was the guy that Jerry Maguire. How many of you saw Jerry Maguire? Like, they made that movie after the agency that he was working with, and he has an amazing story. Like, he was worth $100 million. and he talks about the challenges that he went through and lost it all, and how he's now, come back, and he has a mission and a vision to impact so many people. There was another gentleman that sold 2 major companies, and I don't know what he sold them for, but I'm sure it was hundreds of millions of dollars. But he goes, look, I was the most depressed I've ever been in my entire life. I'm living in a mansion on the beach. I've got all these amazing cars, but yet my dis-ease from being so depressed, so unhappy, caused the disease of cancer. And he almost died. I think it was stage 4. And he talked about how he had to reinvent himself and really think about what success meant to him. So many times we gauge how successful someone is with the money that they make. That's only a small portion of what it really takes to have a happy and fulfilled life in every single area of our life. And the quickest way to get to where you want to be, you can spend the time, you can spend the money, the many years of making the mistakes, or you find people that have what you want, and then you buy their experiences, or you jump on something like today, and you're getting the last 3 decades that I've spent figuring these things out, and millions of dollars of mistakes, hundreds of thousands invested in me learning and growing, and VIP masterminds and all of these things, not to mention the hundreds and thousands of books and podcasts and trainings that I went to. And so even though I'm going to give you 3 simple things that you can start using today, the challenge is it's so easy. You may even say, hey, look, I understand this. Understanding doesn't get you anywhere. You have to understand as much as you can. Then you've got to go take messy action to start just moving, making some progress. If you want to be happy, you have to make progress. People that aren't happy, they aren't making progress in different areas of their life. So let's go ahead and get right into it. And again, my challenge to you is don't just listen from the same set of ears that you've listened before and the same set of eyes. I want you to go, okay, what is it that I know? What is it that I need to implement? What am I not doing? Is there one thing that I can get from these 3 strategies that I can start implementing today to impact my life in every area of my life? And I always try to put it together a little bit differently when I'm speaking with you, because it's not about hearing new information over and over and over again. It's about hearing the same information a lot of times, a little different way, from a little different perspective. And then when it comes together, it's like your favorite cake recipe, right? All the ingredients just come together. You cook it exactly right, and then you have success. Well, my goal today is to give you the ingredients and then allow you to work on your recipe and take messy action, start making progress. Don't worry about perfection. And let's start with number 1. Get clear. Clarity is power. When you're unmotivated, or you're burned out, or you're not making the progress that you feel that you should make, it's because we don't have clearly defined goals. We don't have a clear vision. When you have a compelling vision in your head, a compelling future, that is a magnet that is going to cause you to push forward. It's going to pull you forward in the direction of what you're focused on and what you're aiming at. If you, and it's really interesting. I had an aha this past week because I was looking, we were driving down the highway. How many of you, let me know if this has ever happened to you before. Okay. All right. Gene's got an aha moment. I love it already. So you see a car on the side of the road broken down, and and all of a sudden you start going toward the car, or someone's walking, and all of a sudden you look over at them and you start kind of heading in that direction. And I've asked myself so many times, I'm like, why am I moving in the direction of a broken down car that if I hit would be terrible, going 60, 70 miles an hour? It's because we move in the direction that we're looking. That's why they tell NASCAR drivers, do not look at the wall. You look at where you want to go, because you're going to go in the direction that you're looking. You're going to hit the wall. Why do they tell skiers, don't look at the trees, don't hit a tree, don't hit a tree, don't hit a tree? What do? You hit a tree. So we have to make sure that we're clear, because clarity is power, and that's in every area of our life. So when you download the I Will Until Planner, which is completely free, And what I would do, I would take your organization. I don't care if it's a real estate company, network marketing organization. I would get them to print this out. I would text them that link and go, look, we're going to do this as an organization. And on the front page, what I did was I went back and updated this with some of the language that I normally use to help people get clarity. And it talks about anything that we ever achieve or we win, we achieve in our head first. The late, great Bob Proctor said, look, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. What thou seest here, thou eventually beest here. Everything started in someone's head. This computer, your phone. Like God gave us trees. He didn't give us this desk. But in someone's mind, they created the desk. They created the laptop. They created the smartphone. If you can't envision it, it's never coming to what's the word? Fruition? I can't say that word. It's never going to come to be. How about that? Better for somebody to think you're ignorant than open your mouth and remove all doubt. If I have words I can't say, I'll just switch it for something else. Anybody else do that? All right. Now let's talk about, who is your target audience? So you know what? That is a great question because it sounds so easy, right? Your target audience. If you talk to everyone, you talk to no one. So we'll chat on that in just a minute. But it's important to go back to where you were in your childhood when your imagination was wild and free. It wasn't until the world, because I believe we're created in the image of our Creator. We're created for success. The world programs us for failure. And on a daily basis, they're going to tell all of us, all of you, more about your limitations than your possibilities and your potential. Go back to that childhood dreaming and take the judge's robe off. What do I mean by that? If resources were unlimited, where would you go? Who would you help? All of those different things. I'm going to talk about this in a second. And why is that important? I want you to know, what does the perfect body look like to you? What is your health? What is the goal for your health? I will turn 50 next month. If you go back and look at pictures of me a decade ago, I feel like I look better than I did 10 years ago. I know I feel better than I did in my 20s. And the reason is because I have clarity on where I want to be. I want to feel good. I want to look as good as I possibly can. I want to have energy. I want to enjoy life. And I know that if I don't have clarity of what I want to do with my health, then what happens, that's going to affect my business. That's going to affect my relationships. And I have all of these things that I do on a daily basis, knowing that if I create my habits and rituals, then eventually they create me. So clarity. I want you to work on clarity in every area of your life, your health, spiritual life, your business life. Let's see, what am I missing? Do I have it listed out here? Now that I'm on here, the whole wheel of life, clarity. That is number one, because your vision and your clarity, it's a magnet and it's powerful, and we move in the direction of things we're focused on and that we're familiar with. So when you create it here, then you're going to start moving in that direction. Number two, being proactive and intentional. I know I've said this 1,000 times. You probably heard it from other people 1,000 times, but a lot of people, they spend more time planning their vacation than their life. You don't accidentally get to a mountaintop. You don't accidentally achieve your goals and your dreams. You have to be very intentional. And if we get up on a daily basis and we just immediately look at our phone and social media and negativity and turn on the TV and negativity, right? The CNN, constant negative news, the bad morning America, it's nothing good about it. If it bleeds, it leads. And we're going, ooh, then all of a sudden, everything else, our environment controls our emotions. Our environment controls our thinking. When it controls our thinking, it controls our emotions, it controls our behaviors, and our behaviors control our results. Then at the end of the day, we're frustrated, we're overwhelmed, we've got nothing done. The things that were most important, we didn't get done. We get caught in the scroll hole of Facebook, 20, 30 minutes. And if you're a business owner, you're an executive, you're a company owner, and you go, oh, it's only 20 minutes. Figure out the goal. What is your goal for the amount of income that you want to make? I was sharing this with someone the other day when I go, look, when you go down the scroll hole of Facebook, or hey, can I get 15 minutes of your time, 30 minutes of your time? Time is one thing you do not get any more of. And if your goal is to make $250,000, $500,000, $1 million a year, and you break that down per minute, this person had given me their goal. We had broke it down to what was $8 a minute. And I go, so in 20 minutes, you just lost $160. It's not what you're making now. It's what's your goal. And then a lot of you that are watching this, you're entrepreneurs. You've got the ability to leverage your time and income. So you may go, oh, well, it was $160, or let's see, 8 times 20, $160 right now. But what you don't realize is that what you do in that period of time could have led you to an organization or millions of dollars in sales down the road. So it's really more than that. So it's about being intentional on a daily basis with your health, your family. So when I go, hey, look, I'm going to be intentional when I get up in the morning, I have specific things that I do. I don't look at the news. I have my purpose development in the morning where I'm feeding my mind with my spiritual, my faith, those type of things. Then I get to my office. I have my personal development. And then I have routines throughout the day that I do that help me with my health and my mindset, my energy, all of that. So you've got to be very intentional. Let me give you a couple examples. So in the planner that you're going to download, you're going to see that it has your daily check-in. In the daily check-in, here's what you do. Today, I will until. The mindset, change it from I want to I will. You must. That's when my whole life changed. So I'm like, hey, I want my family to have a better life. I want to be debt-free. I want to go out and drive nice cars. I want to take my wife and be able to travel the world. When I changed it to, no, I have had it. I will until. So when you go today, I will until, when you're writing out those things, you're engaging multiple senses. It makes a difference. Then it goes, how am I feeling? That's just awareness. Awareness leads to change. So you can evaluate how you're feeling earlier in the day and later in the day. Then you go, my intentions for today. My intention, I would list one. Okay, so what are some examples of my intention? I'm going to live in the present moment. How many times have we been around our family? And I'm speaking because I'm guilty of this. This is why I have to be very intentional and proactive in every area of my life and go, man, I was with my family and I felt guilty I wasn't working and my mind was somewhere else and I didn't enjoy the moments. You know, my mom, when she passed away over, a year ago, and this has happened multiple times when I've lost loved ones. I'm like, man, why didn't I pay more attention, when I was with her? So what that did, now I'm very intentional. If I catch myself not being in the present moment, I'll go forget all that other stuff. My family's the most important. I'm going to pay attention to them and not other things. Those other things can wait. So maybe your intention for the day is to focus on living in the moment. Maybe it's focusing on gratitude. Like this morning, I'm like, how many things, it was last night and this morning, I go, how many things can I think about or be grateful for? And I'm talking about, it was little things like the water, fresh water to drink, a warm shower, a soft bed to lay in, my wife sleeping and healthy, my kids are healthy. And when you're living in the state of gratitude, it eliminates fear, it eliminates anxiety, but you have to be intentional because a lot of times we're going to that negative worry state. Or maybe it's just awareness. Today, I'm going to be aware of my thoughts and feelings because that awareness leads to change. So how am I feeling? Your to-do list. And again, all simple things. You're not going to do it perfectly. It's okay. Take messy action. And then you've got your to-do list. Only put down 3 to 5 things. Always plan tomorrow, today, the day before. That way you're starting being proactive and intentional, not waking up feeling like the world is just taking you like a ship without a sail or a rudder, or like a ping pong ball in a wind tunnel. So what are the 3 to 5 things at the most that you will get done tomorrow, or you don't write them down? Anything else goes into the future to-do list. So what that does, it forces you to prioritize, hey, what really needs to get done that's going to move me in the direction of my goals. So that's your to-do list that's on here. Then tomorrow I will, that's your future to-do list. And here's what I did at the bottom: hydration. When I was Googling right before I jumped on here to do this training, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to look up some of the benefits of water, because if we don't take care of this machine, we're not going to be better spouses, better parents, better business people. It affects everything. If we don't feel good and we're not at our best, then we're not going to be the best in those other areas. But if we can do the best to take care of ourselves and have the best energy and the best mindset, and water is huge. Water is one of the best things you can possibly put in your body. You may go, Darren, I didn't jump on here for you to train on water. Well, I know the difference when I'm dehydrated, and I know the difference when I am very hydrated. It's a massive difference in my energy, my productivity, my mindset, everything. So I'm like, I track, and this is why I put it on here. Every day I track. I'm at 8. I think I'm at 8, about 70 ounces of water today myself. And you go, well, how much water should I drink? I listed 8 little water drops, because we always hear 8 glasses. Take half of your body weight, and that's about the amount of ounces that you should have per day. Now, if you sweat a lot like I do, it's about a half an ounce. Just do this: half of your body weight. So if I weigh, let's say I'm not 200 pounds now, I think I'm 190, but let's say I'm 200 pounds, I need about 100 ounces of water a day, because I do sweat a lot, especially when I work out. And when performance measured is performance improved. There have been days I look over and go, whoa, I forgot to drink water. So it causes you to pay attention. Performance measured is performance improved. When you measure something, it improves. And another aha moment that I had the other day, and let me know if this is resonating, all simple stuff, but you can start implementing today, and it affects every area of your life. When I was going down the road, and my wife goes, you need to slow down. Okay. Or maybe she did. Maybe I'm telling on myself. And Gene, does coffee count? Coffee has water, but no, because I don't count anything else that I drink except for the water. Those are all bonuses, because the caffeine actually dehydrates you. But when I saw that blinking sign that the police put on the side of the road going, you're going too fast, and it shows your speed. So if it's a 45 and it's blinking going 55, 55, 55, slow down, it immediately causes, because I watch people, every single person hits the brakes, takes their foot off the gas. That awareness caused them to change immediately without even hardly thinking about it. Well, when you're starting to track your water, that's exactly what it does as well. Then the other side of the page, and this is it, and then I've got the number 3, and then we're done. Movement breaks. Movement breaks. When I spoke at Dr. Fab Mancini's event, some of the top doctors in the world, one of them said, listen, when you sit more than 18 minutes, your ligaments and different things starting to shorten. And they say sitting is the new smoking. So what I did, and again, you have to do what you can in your situation, but I'll guarantee you, once I bring this up, you're going to do better than you have been. And then you're going to see how much better you feel, and it's going to change your world. What I did was I have a stand-up desk, and I bought the stand-up desk thinking, oh my gosh, I'll probably stand for 30 minutes and want to sit down. There's some days I'm 10, 12 hours standing at this stand-up desk, because when you sit, you cut off half your energy. I just have so much more energy, and then it optimizes my mindset. Like, everything is at a different level. But then I have an alarm that goes off every 25 minutes. I take a 5-minute break. And there's a whole training called the Pomodoro method, but I won't go into that. That 5 minutes, I force myself, even if I don't want to stop, I force myself to move. Now, I don't care if you walk outside and get sunlight and take some breathe deeply to get in extra oxygen. That's huge. There's benefits to sunlight. There's benefits to breathing deeply and getting in more oxygen. When I'll do push-ups, I'll do squats, I've got dumbbells, I'll do stretching. So you just implement what you can, but I've got 3 little stars at the bottom. If you can start, can you move one time in the morning, have a movement break? I got one in the middle of the day and one toward the second part of the day. Now, I take a movement break every 25 minutes that I possibly can, but all I'm asking you to do, can you do one movement break in the morning, one midday, and then one later on in the day? Another study that I just saw at Dr. Fab's event, there's a 51% decrease in dementia and Alzheimer's if you take the optimal steps per day, 9,836 or something like that. So what it's saying is, look, we got to move. And nothing changes in our life until we change our energy, your physiology. You're more productive. You're in a better mood. You're happier. Everything is better when we change our state. I could be so tired. This morning, I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, I feel like I've just been drugged. I'm so tired. But I didn't say it out loud and I didn't act it. What I did was I put my shoulders back. I started moving faster. I made sure I was drinking my water. I started acting like I had tons of energy. And guess what? It changed my state. It changed my mood. It changed my energy. That motion creates emotion. Now, wrapping it up. Number three. All right, who's having these simple little things resonate? Again, it's not rocket science. I'm not telling you anything that you probably hadn't heard before, but hopefully this time you're hearing it in a way going, okay, it's time that I start being proactive. It's time that I start being intentional about and having clarity on what I want my life to look like. We have the power to create. Like, we're made in the image of our creator for success. He gives us the ability to go out and use our imagination, created in his image. All right. Number three. Then we'll wrap it up, see if there's any questions. Fail fast and fail often. Fail fast and fail often. The strategies, when I'm around people that have made millions to hundreds of millions or built companies that are over $1 billion, they all have clarity. They all have extreme clarity because clarity is power. Number two, they're all very intentional they're proactive and they're intentional about every area of their life. You will see that they've got it together. They can't work any more than 24 hours a day. None of us have any more than 24 hours a day. We all have the same 24 hours. So they have to be intentional and proactive in everything that they do. And then number three, they have a different perspective on failure. They go, man, okay, failure is not an enemy. We don't want to avoid failure. We want to use failure as really, it's our friend. Failure and obstacles are your best friend, because when we fail, the only true failure is the only true way to fail is if we quit. Then yeah, it was a failure. But if you learn from what just happened, failure is a great teacher. If we ask the right questions, okay, how can I improve? What can I do better? So you're taking messy action. And I would rather you take messy action with extreme confidence and conviction and just go full force than take timid, like waiting for the right moment. If you go look, it is not the person that is the most talented that's winning in most scenarios. It's the person that took the messy action. It's the person that is the loudest. It's the person that's working to get the most attention. But the biggest success stories that I've interviewed, I've hung around, are the biggest failures. But they plan to review and they go do it again. And they plan to review and they do it again. Now, eventually, I used to say this: if we're not having the success that we want to have, it's because we're not doing something enough or we're not doing something right. And I was wrong. You can do a lot of the wrong things and still not have success. But the only way we figure that out is we continue to push forward. We focus on progress, not perfection. We continue to grow on a daily basis, plugging into things like this, going, okay, Darren, yes, he made a lot of money. He's had a lot of success, but he had a massive amount of failures. And 30 years of doing a lot of the wrong things, spending millions of dollars making mistakes, investing in thousands of programs and courses and seminars and traveling all over the world, we can jump on here. And if I can learn one thing from one of Darren's failures, then that's going to help me compress time frames, shorten my learning curve. That's why you hire the mentors, you take the program, buy the courses, you join the programs, the masterminds, because you're learning from OPE, other people's experiences. So fail often and fail fast, because this is where you learn and grow. And there's no way you're ever going to elevate unless you face obstacles, you fail, you plan to review, you readjust, and you do it again. When I started sales, one of the things that took all the pressure off of me, they go, Darren, you can make up in numbers. What did Jim Rohn say? You can make up in numbers what you lack in skill. I'm like, what do you mean? Well, Darren, you could be so bad that you go talk to 10 people, you only get one. And the other person, they're so good, they talk to 10 people, they get 9. Right? They're that good. They go talk to 10 people, they get 9, but you can go talk to 100 and get 10. You can make up in numbers what you lack in skill. And let me just be transparent. One of the things that resonates with my story to most people, it's not the wins. They love hearing about the wins, but what they really love to hear about is, look, nothing came easy for Darren Kidd. Darren went out and failed more than most. Darren took longer to learn more than most. But with the determination and the attitude of I will until, having the clarity of exactly what I want. And again, I'm in a room with some people that are worth a lot of money. A lot of them, a lot more than me. However, when I say who is the most successful, when I'm talking and interviewing, I believe I am more than most. And let me share with you why. Because I love how I feel at almost 50 years old, right? Thank God I'm very blessed, but I'm also not leaving it up to chance. I'm doing things every single day, not always perfect, but it's okay. It's about progress, not perfection. I've been married 30 years. I think that's a big win, right? And I love my wife. Like there's no other person on the planet that would put up with me, right? I've got the perfect wife for me. I've got 5 kids. I have great relationships with my kids. I get pedicures with my girls. I work out with my boys. My office downstairs, my boys both have businesses. I'm upstairs. My spiritual life. I mean, yes, there's always room for to get better in every area. But you know what? I love where I am. I love my life. I'm very grateful. And now the more I'm around other people, a lot of them are very intentional about one aspect of their life, but not the other things. So now that's why I'm like, okay, people need, they want to have a happy and fulfilled life in every area. And I want to help them get there. So let's see if there's any questions real quick. Appreciate everybody joining. You fail every day. Go for no 10 times a day. There you go, Gene. You're exactly right. Yes. And by the way, whoever that is, it says Facebook user. You have to give them permission to show your name. So I'm not sure who it is, but it was, if my memory is correct, because I just showed my wife, because she makes sure she gets in at least 10,000 steps a day, is that if the optimal steps per day is 9,800 and I believe 36, and that if you do that, they've shown a 51 or 56, I think it was 51% decrease in your chances for Alzheimer's or dementia. Sitting is the new smoking. Keep moving. All right, so let's do this. Gene, do me a favor. You've commented quite a bit. You've been very active. So if you could do me a favor and go to iwilluntil.com/winner. iwilluntil.com/winner. And if you can go ahead and fill that information out, we will send you a free copy of the book. And then I will go back and look at the replays, and I will pick someone as well so we can give out a couple different books. But make sure you download the planner, send that link to anybody and everybody that you know that would help them do the things that we've talked about today. And if you're digging this type of content, also let me know. I'm open to suggestions. So some of you may go, hey, you know what, Darren? I'd love to know. Let me share this with you and get your feedback. And then I'm going to close it out because I've got another Zoom in 2 minutes. So I have to go. Well, I'll bring it to you soon. How about that? I've got some ideas, but if I start talking about now, I'm going to miss my next Zoom. I can't do that. But I've got some exciting things. So make sure that you're subscribed. Make sure that you're, whatever platform you're watching, and stay in touch, because in the next few days, there'll be a big announcement, something that's going to benefit each and every one of you that are watching this and anybody else that you know. So thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Take care.